Hi guys, this is part of my new series on YouTube, Ask Joey T, where I talk about mental health and wellness, self-care techniques, and just sort of news going on in the field. As of now, this month is Mental Health Awareness Month, and it's been going on for a couple of years. So every year there's a theme that relates to wellness and mental health and self-care, and this month's theme is on risky business. So this is the behavior that you do that can be a harm or a detriment without really thinking about it. And it can be something as serious as drug use, and it can also be something as simple as compulsive shopping. Things that we may not be aware of, or even things we know are an issue that we should probably be cracking down on and working on, but we just don't know where to go off of. And to me, this is where the Prochaska model of change comes into play. I'll put a link below as far as like what this is, just to get you an idea. But it's something that I've studied for a while, and I really feel like it applies, especially with motivational interviewing, which is the idea of motivating yourself to change. And with the model, you're either in pre-contemplation, where you just don't know that there is an issue, versus contemplation, and you know that there's something going on. Awareness is the important aspect, and I think as far as risky behavior goes, building that awareness is the important part, because how do we know there's an issue if we don't even think about it being an issue? And this can come from support, having an open mind, recognizing that maybe the thing that your friend's pointing out, like maybe that 5th bowl of ramen is not a good idea. I know it's finals week, but you may need to lay off of that. Keeping the open mind, but realizing that it's something that we're probably not aware of, or maybe even know it's quite an issue. And knowing what it is, hearing what other people say, knowing even what you have to say when you are either in that contemplation, you're like, maybe I should focus on that. And there's the notion that you have to hit rock bottom, or you have to experience suffering in order to get to that point. I don't believe in that, because suffering is subjective. I think suffering is something that applies differently to different people, and it's a unique experience that you can't just categorize as one thing. Well, you need to know what it's like to suffer is kind of prejudgmental, and it ignores the person as a whole, and that's something that should at least be made aware. For a lot of us, finding out if something is an issue is the hardest part, and building that awareness is something that comes with keeping an open mind, having open discussions with your friends, family, therapists, social support, and even what you have to recognize with your friends. Maybe they're in a similar position and you don't know what to say, but just saying it in a constructive way, it's something you gotta know when you're working with your friends. It's like, okay, I've known him for this long, and it seems like something's up. I need to say something, and just having that conversation is the best first step. How they respond to that conversation, then you're probably gonna have to figure out where to go from there, either big intervention or just talking to other people who feel like, I've tried everything. I know he or she's not listening to it. What do I do from here? That's the hardest part, and I think that's where it gets a little bit trickier. And I don't want to give one thing that's going to apply to everybody, because everybody's different, especially different social, cultural aspects to your friendship or family. I don't want to interfere with that, but I think just building that awareness, or letting somebody be aware, even in yourself. Like, for example, I had a lot of distractive issues growing up, and I have a lot of inattention issues. I didn't think of them as a big deal, but then it came to a point where I unfortunately had to learn the hard way, when forgetting about a big assignment that I honestly didn't think was that big of a deal when I should have been focused on it, came into play. And that's when I started having open discussions about it, figuring out where to go from there, and just sort of thinking about it in a different way. I'm in a little bit more control of my attention issues, but it had to come with, to me, it came with a price. It came with, something that I found very challenging, something I had to challenge my own beliefs with. And by recognizing that is the most important step. And I think it's great that this month's theme deals with that sort of thing. And I think for you guys to find out more about it, I provided a link below, and you can check out the toolkit, which gives you worksheets and activities and graphics you can share on social media to spread the word. I think it's a great cause. I think it's something that you should at least just check out, see what you think. Comment below, let me know what you think, and for the next time I stick around, let me know if there's a certain theme or technique you want me to discuss. I was thinking about talking more about mindfulness. I think it's a great approach and a great technique that one of us can utilize. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys next week.